This is the Epson Pro EX9270 projector, and my honest first impression is simple. It's built to beat light, not chase perfect darkness. Key features that jumped out at me are 4100 lumens, full HD 1080p, Epson's 3 LCD color system, Apple AirPlay and Miracast wireless, 2 HDMI ports, a 1.6 times optical zoom, and a built-in 16-watt speaker. In my opinion, that combo targets people who need a big, clear picture in bright rooms just as much as they want casual movie nights after hours. The design reads, "Work ready," without looking cold. It's a glossy black chassis with rounded edges, compact at about 12.2 times 11.5 times 4.1 inches, and it weighs 6.8 pounds. The finish looks clean on a cart or ceiling mount, but it does pick up fingerprints fast, so I kept a microfiber cloth nearby. The top layout is practical. Physical buttons for full control, a focus ring and a zoom ring that have enough resistance to hold position, and a horizontal keystone slider behind the lens that makes quick off-center placements painless. There's a built-in sliding lens cover that mutes audio and video when closed, which I used a lot to pause a meeting without shutting down the projector. Ports sit on the back and are clearly labeled. 2 HDMI inputs cover a laptop and a streaming stick at the same time, and the USB-A port provided enough power to run my Roku/Fire TV without an extra wall plug. I couldn't find a dedicated audio out jack, which pushed me to route sound from my source device when I wanted better speakers. The remote works fine, with direct buttons for wireless features, but it's not backlit, so I had to memorize a few keys for dim rooms. From my experience, setup is fast, even in awkward spaces. The 1.6 times optical zoom gives real placement flexibility. If you're new to this, throw is the distance from projector to screen. With this lens, you can land a 100-inch image from a wide range of distances, so moving furniture isn't always necessary. There's no optical lens shift, which normally lets you move the image up or down without tilting the projector. Because it's missing, I sometimes tilted the chassis and used keystone correction to square the image. Keystone is a digital fix that reshapes a trapezoid back into a rectangle. It can soften fine text a little, but for slides and video, I was totally fine with it. Brightness is the headline here. 4100 lumens is a lot of light, and it shows. I threw a 100-inch screen with overhead lights on and still had punchy, readable slides and solid color charts. With lights off, it's still very vivid, but like most high-brightness lamp units, the black level is closer to dark gray than inky black, so cinematic scenes don't feel as deep as a dedicated theater projector. The 3 LCD engine helps a ton with color. It fires red, green, and blue at the same time, so there's no rainbow effect, and color brightness matches white brightness. That means colors don't look dim compared to white backgrounds, which is common on lower-end single-chip designs. Image modes matter. Dynamic mode squeezes the most brightness, but shifts the picture a bit green to my eyes. Cinema mode looks more natural and warmer, just not as bright. For work slides and spreadsheets, presentation mode was my balanced pick. At 1080p, small text stays crisp, and when I sent it higher-res signals, the scaling looked clean without jaggy edges on thin lines. Wireless is a mixed bag, but when it works, it's convenient. AirPlay showed up instantly on my iPhone and Mac. I could mirror my screen or toss photos and web pages to the wall with almost no fuss. Streaming protected apps like Netflix didn't pass over AirPlay for me. Audio played, but video stayed blank. So I used a streaming stick on HDMI for that. Miracast from a Windows laptop connected quickly and even let me set the projector as an extended display, which is awesome for keeping notes on the laptop. Latency is noticeable with Miracast. I'd estimate around 150 to 200 milliseconds. It's fine for slide control and demos, less ideal for precise cursor work. For anything critical, HDMI was rock solid and instant. The fan is where the trade-off shows up. At full power, the cooling is clearly audible. I wouldn't call it subtle. In a quiet room, you'll hear the airflow. Eco mode helps a lot and made it comfortable for movie dialogue, but you give up some brightness. The exhaust air is hot, so I placed it where no one sits directly next to the vents. The lamp is a traditional UHE unit. It gets you this output at a reasonable size and weight, but it's a consumable that will eventually need replacement, and the projector likes a clean filter to stay happy. I popped the filter out and dusted it periodically. Easy job and absolutely worth doing to prevent heat-related shutdowns. Audio is usable straight from the box. The 16-watt mono speaker is louder than I expected and carries voices clearly across a medium room. It lacks bass and stereo width, so for movie nights, I paired my streaming stick to a Bluetooth soundbar and let the projector focus on visuals. I'd love a simple audio out on the projector itself, but I got by just fine routing audio from the source. I also tested casual gaming. Input lag is present, but reasonable for slower titles. Racing and platformers felt okay, but fast shooters felt a beat behind. It's 60 Hz only, so if you're used to 120 Hz monitors, you'll notice the difference. For me, the wow factor of a 100 to 120-inch picture still made couch co-op a blast. Wireless setup on Wi-Fi was straightforward, but slow to type passwords with arrow keys. I appreciated the simple AP mode, where the projector creates its own Wi-Fi network. That saved me a few times in spaces without guest access. Once connected, AirPlay and Miracast were quick to rejoin in future sessions. In my opinion, the most important strengths are clarity in bright rooms and easy ways to get content on screen. The 3 LCD system, giving equal color and white brightness, makes charts and videos look consistent. And the 4100 lumen output means I don't have to kill the lights to get a usable picture. The 1.6 times optical zoom, plus the horizontal keystone slider, let me set up fast on a cart or a table without stressing over perfect center placement. AirPlay built-in saves me time every single day. I can jump from a Mac or iPhone with almost zero setup. For protected streaming, the 2 HDMI ports cover a permanent stick and a laptop, and the USB power on the back keeps my streaming stick tidy. From my experience, the size and weight hit a sweet spot. It feels solid, carries easily, and fits in tight setups. It's perfect for mixed-use spaces where conference calls, slides, sports, and TV all happen in the same room. I'd recommend this for people who need a bright, reliable projector for offices, classrooms, studios, and living rooms with windows, and who want wireless screen sharing built into the projector instead of relying on adapters. If you crave deep, theater-level blacks in a light-controlled room, a lower lumen, cinema-focused model will look more immersive. If you're a competitive gamer chasing the lowest input lag and high refresh rates, a gaming display is still your best friend. But if your daily reality is ambient light, shifting seating, and lots of different devices, this is a very practical choice. In conclusion, the Epson Pro EX9270 leans into visibility and convenience. It puts a large, punchy image on screen when lights are on, keeps colors honest, and pairs easily with modern devices. The trade-offs are the audible fan at full blast, warm exhaust, and no straightforward audio out. But the overall package is strong for real workdays and relaxed nights. Key features like 4100 lumens, 3 LCD color, AirPlay, Miracast, 2 HDMI ports, 1.6 times optical zoom, and a 16-watt speaker line up with how I actually use a projector, not just what looks good on a spec sheet. From my experience, it's the right tool when clarity under ambient light matters more than chasing absolute black. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe. Drop your questions or your own projector tips in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching.